Okay, so I'm going to check my trail camera, and one thing why I am really excited about this is because I get to drive our brand new quad. I've only driven the thing 3 times yet, so yeah. It's a Honda Rancher 420. We had to wait for it for about a month because it was on back order. So, but now we have it. $146 kilometers on that already. Okay, I arrived here now at our other 2 pig barns, and this is where I've got my trail camera set up in the bush. So, walk in here. Here it is. And I think we're here. So I did have a couple of pictures on here. One of me when I just came. But I'm gonna change locations here on my camera a bit. Just check it out. See what I've got here. So I got the trail camera for Christmas, and in the beginning it didn't work very great. I think I hadn't formatted the SD card or something like that. Something didn't work right. So I would always come here only to find that there weren't any pictures or anything on there, which was rather annoying. But let's see if we can get something on here now. We've got some bush here, but we hired my uncle with his D6C to push some bush down here, but there's still quite a bit left, so that's good. Looks like here is a bit of a clearing where they might come and eat, so I'm going to set it up right here, check how that works out. I finished setting up my trail camera now, and now I'm going to take you to a place where I really love to be. I have been working here since this spring, and I've had a lot of fun already. Now I haven't worked here for quite a while because I've had other work on the farm to do. But yeah, here I'm working with building a cabin. Right now it's just the walls. The walls are just about done. I want them a little higher yet. Right now it looks like it's the home to a bunch of weeds, but I'm hoping that I can keep working on it this fall again. Maybe once I'm working on school, after school, I can come and work here. Here are the walls just about as high as I am, so I want to probably build these walls about 7 feet high and then put on the roof. Then on this side I want to put in a door, and yeah, then once I have a door in here, then I'm gonna build some kind of a floor, finish out the walls from the inside nicely, and I might even build a loft. Let's see. Yeah, it's a bunch of fun working here. Here we had to build some corduroy road because of the skid steer would always get stuck in here. When I tried to drive around, it would sink. So built some of that kind of road. That way I can actually drive. And then here was a trail. Some kind of a trail. I don't know how it got here or why it was here, but it was a trail that I could come along. A whole bunch of stumps that I cut. And so yeah, this is a nice place to work. Surprisingly, not even very many mosquitoes right now. Here's a couple logs that I've cut, but I think they're going to be too short, so I'll probably end up just cutting them up into firewood. Oh, and another thing I want to put in the cabin is I want to put a wood stove in there, so that it's going to be there for the winter. And I want to have probably sometime I'm going to have a winter camp out here. We've got 2 big ponds out just outside of the bush. On there we can go swimming. We've got a nice dock in there. Well, this year the ponds are pretty low, so we pretty much have to take our raft out onto there. And in the winter it would be possible to go skating there if we wanted to, play some hockey, and this way the trail goes just out of the bush. We had to sort of make our own trail here because here there wasn't a trail, but it wasn't too much work. I just sort of found the easiest place to go out, and then had to dig out some roots and some trees, cut some trees down. That wasn't a big problem. But now it's a pretty nice trail. Oh, it's still a bit bumpy, but see stuff like this. Stuff like that makes it rather bumpy, but yeah. And then here the trail becomes smoother than we come out of the bush, and there's not so many roots in the trees. Yeah, it's just a grass covered trail from here. You can hardly see where the trail is. We haven't driven here very often. We haven't driven here very much, but there's tracks where the trail goes. I'm not going to take the trail now. I'm going to take a shortcut back to the quad. And then I'm guessing I'm going to go check on the fields, see how they're looking. Oh man, here's still a bunch of grass. There's no cows in here though. The rest of the stuff the grasshoppers took. They didn't take the stuff in the woods, so that's good. So I'm here at our biggest canola field now, and I want to check for a certain kind of worm that I heard could be on the plants. So I'm gonna grab this one plant here. Doesn't look like any worms, but I don't know, maybe there are still. Yeah, this is the first crop in this field. We changed it from a hay field into a grain field. So we're gonna see how this turns out. If there are any seeds in here already. Oh yeah, it looks like there's some canola seeds in here already. So that's good. We'll see how this crop turns out. When it came up, it looked pretty bad. But then, no, it's pretty good. The leaves are nice dark green. Thanks to the hog manure we put on here, I think. I know. We're gonna keep on cruising to the next field. On my way toward our place now, and these cows here is our herd here. We've got about 70 cows and calves, and then there's about 20 or 25 yearlings. This one here with a little bit of white on his head is one of mine. And that would be one from last year, and these smallest ones were born this year. So pasture is looking pretty brown, but out there in that corner by those trees, there's still a bunch of grass, I think. And a little ways along here is also this. If you saw one of my previous videos called Turning the World Upside Down, that video was taken right on this field here. So it's plowed here, so if you haven't seen that video, you should watch it. Field here. This is up to 160 acres. Mine is 2 yards, so maybe about 140 acres or something like that. Then we have canola on about 40 acres of it, and corn on about another 40. And then we had a new kind of crop on the other side. It was called full cover. 16 different types of seed that we made into a forage crop. So our corn is about 5 feet tall. It looks like maybe a bit more. Looking good. Didn't know if it would do anything, but God sent the rain just in time. So now it's probably going to do something after all yet. There are tons of grasshoppers. They're dive bombing me from all directions. And there goes a prairie chicken. And another one. And another one. And another one. So I'm standing on an old compost pile or a manure pile here. And this is where we had our full cover. And there we have the row of silage that came from it. And then there's our cornfield here in the middle. And back there you can probably see the canola field barely yet. And then there's 2 yards here yet. Field. Well, it's not our field, but we're renting it from my uncle and my grandpa. We're renting it, so